Alive and alert on the north side of the dirty. This your man D-Real coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do, or edutainment explains it. Tell me if y'all should, y'all tell me if I should stick with my old go-to, or if edutainment explains it is kind of catchier. I'm contemplating, and your suggestions always help. Anywho, gonna give y'all some of that good old OG info that you're used to getting from me. The Avengers Defenders War. Anybody here ever heard of the Avengers Defenders War? I mean, we talk a lot about Judgment Day, which is going on right now. And then to a lesser degree, we talk about AVX right now. And I know there's people out there like, one of the people that subscribe to my channel, Paul Martin. He has often said in lives that he does not like superhero on superhero conflict, that it's silly. I feel like the conflict between the Avengers and the Defenders was well written. There are always misunderstandings. There are always going to be misunderstandings. How else are you going to get superheroes to fight other than mind control? All right, tricking them. All right, that's essentially what happened in this comic. It was masterminded by Steve Englehart, who at the time, early 70s, was doing writing chores on both Avengers and Defenders, at least for this storyline. Steve Englehart has brought home some really good Avengers stories. I do not despise his writing. He's a pretty good writer as far as writers go. And I feel like this story was well put together, but I'm going to stop screaming and hollering about how wonderful it is and get to telling you about how it got started. But before I do that, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D-Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share everything you hear right here. You hear? I like that. Okay, let me give you some video illustration about what the Avengers Defenders War, the crux of it, what it was really about. And it's going to sound crazy when I tell you. I'll go ahead and tell you before I show you. The Black Knight. What? Yes, Dane Whitman, the Black Knight, largely, is the reason for the Avengers Defenders War. Kind of. Edutainment will explain it. Right here in the pages of Avengers number 115. This is the 1963 run. There is a backup story in this book, not the main story. The main story, they go to Castle Whitman in Great Britain to try to find Dane Whitman. Run afoul of some underground dwellers called troglodytes, who they shouldn't even be kind of a match for the lineup we got here. Iron Man could solo these cats. Captain America could solo these cats. Black Panther is in this particular iteration of Avengers. He could solo them. I would even say this underpowered Scarlet Witch could probably solo them. But for some reason, they gave all the Avengers a hard time. Long story short, Avengers beat these guys with ease and leave Great Britain. Now, the backup story is what I want to put y'all on to. Let's just take a hot second to focus on, again, T'Challa handling business solo dolo, because can't nobody else see in the dark. So T'Challa ran ahead in the dark and punched everybody who needed punching. Long story short. And T'Challa has literally beat these troglodytes into submission. I thought I would just share that with y'all because I know y'all come to my page to see T'Challa stuff. And I just want y'all to know I ain't sleeping on T'Challa. Ooh, look at that guy. Long story short, there you go. There we go. Now we're getting ready to find out. Here is the finale of Thor issue number 207. One of the comic books that is considered the world's very first comic book crossover, and it was done real slick. If you know the story, don't tell everybody, but I will be talking about that in a future video. But anyway, we got Loki falling, but before he hits rock, he's an Asgardian, so the fall probably wouldn't have killed him anyway, but he's blinded. He falls literally into another dimension. Who dares to trifle with the Prince of Evil? A lot of people, but in this particular instance, Dormammu, Lord of the Dark Dimension. Oftentimes hath the All-Father spoken of thee, with dread, no doubt. Nay, in comparison with me. Then my decision to rescue you, to bring you to my dimension through the channels of time, so that none would suspect our meeting, was correct. You do possess powers of evil nearly equal to mine. Nearly? Nay, Loki, don't stand supreme. Cease your boasting. You will have ample opportunity to prove your value if you join me. Don't they always want you to join them? Okay, and there he goes, monologuing about how he's had plans to conquer the earth, but he just ain't been able to get into that dimension. And he's telling them why. Doctor Strange. And so in their last encounter, which was Strange Tales 126, 127, Doctor Strange got him to swear never to invade the Earth dimension. Ooh, that was pretty slick of Steven. But he has a device, or he knows of a device called the Evil Eye, and it has the power to expand his dimension until his dimension swallows the earth, so he would be able to conquer it without breaking his word. He's a villain. What does he care about breaking his word? He's an honorable villain, somewhat, I guess. But legend have it that the Evil Eye was destroyed. It was shattered into 6 components, yet your mystical might combined with mine can reassemble it. Since I may not go to Earth, and since you are blind, we need only have 6 Earthlings gather those 6 parts, and I have just the 6 in mind. The friends of the cursed Doctor Strange, the Defenders. Will you aid me in this endeavor, Prince of Evil? Aye, Dormammu, I shall. This time my half-brother's beloved Earth shall indeed perish away. And if we go to Avengers number 8, which is, again, an entirely different story. 70s comic books had a lot of backup stories in them. Like with Action Comics, Superman was the main feature, but for years there was always a backup character, whether it was Hawkman and Atom, whether it was Green Lantern, whether it was Booster Gold. There was always somebody backing up in that comic. In the 70s, that was a trend. It was always a backup story. Red Ghost took control of Namor's mind and in turn got Hawkeye and Valkyrie, but Doctor Strange, the Hulk, and the Silver Surfer intervened and save them. That's not the story I want you to look at. And here is the backup story. We find out the Avengers, who are in search of Dane Whitman, have naught but to go to Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum. But you know what's going to happen? The search for the Evil Eye. How did we get them on the search with the Evil Eye if they didn't have anything to do with it? Long story short, Dane Whitman's spirit was in the past and his ancestor because his body here got turned to stone. Long story short, I can show you better than I can tell you. Dr. Strange sends a message to Dane Whitman's spirit, and they have a conversation. And here is the gist of that conversation. Dane Whitman, this is the Defenders. Can you hear us? We are working to rescue you, but the immortal sorceress's spell, Morgan Le Fay, is nearly unshakable. Have you learned anything from your vantage point? Yes, I can hear you, and yes, I can. But there's nothing here except emptiness, desolation. I know nothing. Still, time doesn't move here, and I'm not suffering. I have had faith, and now I have certain hope that he's going to get rescued. And that is the message that returns to Doctor Strange. Almost. So here are Dormammu and Loki waiting in his dimension, having evil villain conversation. And hold, there's the Black Knight's reply, hurtling through Earth's dimensional gate. But a simple spell shall divert it momentarily. But for what purpose? It was I who guided Strange's original psychic feelers to the knight's essence, so imperceptibly the mage never knew, solely in order to bring about this message. For the crux of my scheme is to substitute the knight's words with my own. Uh-oh. Okay, to comprehend the message in an instant, to alter only what needed to be altered. These are the proofs of our superiority, and it is because we are superior that Earth shall soon be ours. The message comes back, and Dane says, yes, I can hear you. I can. Knowledge that I've assimilated in this mystic realm tells me that I can be rescued through the power of the evil eye. Hurry, please. I have had faith, and now I have certain hope that you will save me. Ooh, that was the tweak in the message. But Doctor, the evil eye is no more. Reed Richards told me that the Human Torch saw it explode into nothingness. And Hawkeye got to put his 2 cents in. Maybe saw nickel plate, but if somebody hanging out in a nameless dimension says it's around, this earthbound boy ain't gonna argue. I agree. Somehow the evil eye must still exist, and the Defenders will find it or perish in the attempt. The Defenders and Hawkeye. I'm not playing a lone hand if a guy who never hassled me needs help. So say we all, Archer. So say we all. And there is where the Avengers Defenders War begins. Starting in Avengers 116 is the first round, and it continues in Defenders number 9. And I think we get at least 4 more books before we get to the finale. So that's how the Avengers Defenders War starts. Y'all stick with me for the next couple days, weeks, however y'all want to do it. We're going to talk about the Avengers Defenders War. I'm going to get you edutained. I'm going to get you educated, y'all. Y'all going to learn some stuff you ain't know. You come to this page, you're going to get your knowledge on. But that's it for now. Fret not. I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.